Welcome back. We are doing the alternator today. Finally, we're going to try to solve our problem. We are replacing the alternator today. We have, what is it? We have a used one that we hope is good. We bought from a friend. Came off a running car, so it should be good. This car, we know the alternator is bad because when you start the car and you unplug the battery, it immediately dies. Which means that the alternator is not putting out anything to help charge the battery. So basically the car is running on the battery when it's driving, and then it's just running it down to where it won't restart. So we are going to pull everything. Turn our light on. So we're going to be pulling everything on this side of the motor so that we can get to the alternator. So that means our intake, we'll just pull the math up and put it over here. The alternator inlet, which I can't believe it's still here because this whole engine's basically stopped. So once we pull this and this, we can actually get down into the alternator and we can get the belt off, and then we'll start unplugging the electronics on the backside, and then the bracket itself, which is 2 bolts to take off the alternator. So let's get started. So super simple stuff. We already have the intake and the alternator housing off, and look at that. There's our alternator, 80 amp alternator. We can get to the back one. We can get to the bottom bolt as well. Ooh, look at our belt. Our belt is shot. So we'll get a new belt. No, actually, our belt is shot, but I think in our box of goodies, got us a new belt. Forgot they said she got us a new belt. So perfect. We got a new belt. We can pop this off and pop the new one on. So let's get that belt off, tensioner down, and then belt off. Belt came off. So now we need to pull the alternator bracket bolts off so that we can then in turn get to the back of these so we can get those off. So let's get the bracket bolts off. So we broke this loose, and for some reason I broke the power wire loose, and it seemed like it was like the back of this is a loose too, and the bottom, the ground didn't seem like it was even tight. So I don't know if that post is broken down there. So we got the top alternator bolt out. I'm gonna set that right up there. Or there's like if it's loose or the stud is broken, like mine broke on the red car. But we're gonna get under here, get that second alternator bolt off. Hang on, okay. So you guys just saw that. I did not remove that second alternator bolt. There was no second alternator bolt on this thing. No bolt at all. It was just pushed down on that. Well, that would cause some problems, because then that would just be able to slip loose. So that's one of our problems, guys. Alternator bolt was not there. Wonder if it's in the box. This whole box is stuff that they gave me. We are gonna have to order an alternator bracket bolt. The bottom one. This the threaded through or the bolt in the back? It is. Oh, so it's just the bolt. So I can order one from probably O'Reilly's or something. Well, let's get this unhooked and out of here. And I'll get the other one set back in and hooked up. But we won't be able to do anything until we go get a new bolt. So let's get this one out. So, alternator's out. Comparing the two, they're slightly different, but not too bad. Everything pretty much looks the same. That's a little bit different, but it still hooks up pretty much the same way. And these do look loose compared to that, so that might have been an issue, but I also think this one was loose as well. And then with the bolt on the bottom not there, yeah. So let's put this one in and make sure it fits before we go through all this, but yay. So before we throw this in, I'm gonna hit it with some cleaner, clean it up so that it looks a little bit better and it's not as greasy. But yeah, so I forgot that I'm a E36 parts hoarder, and I had an alternator bolt under there, so we just need to slip this one on, bolt it down, then we at least put that belt back on. And what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna leave all this off, we're gonna plug in the battery, and we're gonna see if the battery goes dead overnight. If it does, then this isn't our problem. If it doesn't, then we fixed it. That's how it goes, right? So let's get this bolt in. So we got the new alternator on. For the time being, I'm gonna throw this belt on tonight so we can start the car and unplug the battery and see if the car stays running, so that we know if this alternator is good or not. Because if it's not, then we'll return it to Jay and we will go get a new one from O'Reilly's or something like that if we have to. But let's get this old belt back on so we can start the car. Well, we're all hooked up. I'm going to open the trunk, plug in the battery. We're gonna start this, and then I'm gonna unplug the battery and see if the car dies. And if it does, then we still have a problem. If it doesn't, we're looking better. So let's see if this starts. So it starts. Alternator sounds like it may have a little bit of a sound. We'll check that out. Let's let this run. See where we're at. We don't have any check engine lights, so we are going to let this run for a second. So we may still have an issue because I started to disconnect the ground, which is what they say to do, and they say this isn't safe. You can see the lights starting to flicker, and I think the car is gonna die, but let's see. Maybe not. It might not. Ha! It did not die. We fixed our problem. Guys, we fixed our problem. That was it. Alternator was bad. So, kick rocks. Bye. We are good. So, what we gotta do next is replace our battery. Replace our battery. Replace our belt. But, guess what? We're not gonna replace the belt tonight. See, as you can see, a bunch of things came on when we unplugged the battery because now it's only running on the alternator. So we're gonna plug our battery back in, boom, and get this tightened back up. And then what we're gonna do, oh, sorry, thank you. What we're gonna do is leave this plugged in overnight. What? Plug it in overnight. We're gonna let this run for a little bit. Plug it in overnight, leave the battery plugged in, and then see if the battery's dead in the morning. If the battery's dead in the morning, then we know we still have an issue, but I don't think we do. I think this was the issue, was our little old alternator. We still need to replace the belt. I want to check the fan to make sure the fan clutch is working correctly. And then you can see this thing is all sorts of dirty. And I think our ICV underneath is dirty as well. I'm gonna run some cleaner and some seafoam through this car, but we need to go to O'Reilly's, and we need to pick up a few just household cleaning items. Shut up. And get some household cleaning items, seafoam. We need to do an oil change on this. We already checked the coolant, but I would put some water wetter in it maybe, and just get some stuff to clean up the engine bay now that we kind of have that hopefully figured out, because that was our main thing keeping us from really getting on this car, is because I always had to keep unplugging the battery. But if we can prevent that from happening, and maybe, just maybe, I don't think that would change anything, but maybe the AC will work. We need to get a recharge kit. I just think it's not charged, the AC, because the compressor, and that's not the sound. I thought that was the sound of the alternator, but I believe, see down there, our compressor is spinning. The front clutch does not look like it's coming on. So we may be just low on Freon, and it's preventing the AC compressor from kicking on. So, but that's something that we're gonna sit here and figure out. I don't know if we'll figure it out in this video, but we will definitely figure it out. I'm gonna buy one of those little recharge kits and test it and go from there on the AC, because that's our next major thing. If not, we're gonna drop it off at Zamir's shop and get the AC actually looked at, because we have something weird sounding. You can hear it, and it sounds like maybe the pulley. It's always the pulley. Those pulleys go out and they're not too hard to replace. So maybe we get the pulley, get a few, now that we, you know, I didn't want to do too much till we figured out our alternator issue. But now that I think we figured it out, we can actually start fixing all the little things that are maintenance stuff that are easy fixes now. So when we pull the belt off, maybe it'll be this video, maybe not, we'll see. But if we do, we'll do some maintenance items with some pulleys and some other things and clean it up and get it going, check the fan clutch and everything, guys. But I'm gonna call it for this video. We're done. I'll do a snippet of us in the morning seeing if it starts or not. But that's it for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the morning real quick. See if it starts. Next morning, let's see if she starts. If she doesn't, then we know we still got a problem. It's a good sign. Car unlocked. So let's see. Haha, we have power. And she starts. We fixed her. So, there we go, guys. She is fixed. That is a great thing to have. She is done. So we do title transfer on the 30th, and then she's ready to rip on the streets, guys. And we can really put some paces through her. I am excited, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next video.